to another episode of the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev. Thank you one more again for joining us to see us do what we do best, which is what else? Review films, right?
What else?
What's up, Kev?
What's going on, my brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing very well. I'm glad to be here. Excited to be here with you guys to review another film for you. Today we are reviewing the film Race. This film is rated PG-13, has a runtime of 2 hours and 14 minutes. We get to witness Jesse Owens' quest for Olympic greatness amidst Adolf Hitler's pursuit of a pure Aryan race. And
Right.
Kev, I guess this is maybe kind of fitting this year, 2016, considering we have the Summer Olympics coming in August in Rio, Brazil. God willing, this
Right.
whole Zika virus thing doesn't derail us, right?
Yes, right, completely. This film was directed by Stephen Hopkins. You may or may not be familiar with his work. If you are a child of the 90s like we were, then you've seen Predator 2.
Mhm.
You've also seen Judgment Night,
Yeah.
two films in which Stephen Hopkins directed.
Mhm.
The cast of this film includes Stephen James from Selma, Ava DuVernay's masterpiece, Jason Sudeikis, who we know better from Saturday Night Live.
Mhm.
Also, Shanice Banton,
Mhm.
Shanice Banton, who we were able to check out in the Lifetime movie A Day Late and a Dollar Short. What do you say we check out the trailer?
Let's do it.
Regime. We must not go to these Olympic Games to show our solidarity with the oppressed people of Germany.
You get a chance to be a part of history and you're gonna walk away from it?
I got people looking at me for an example.
I don't care about any of that!
Yeah, well, you're right, Larry. You don't have to. People are counting on you. To do what? To get on over there to Berlin and beat those Nazis.
You was put here to run. Don't listen to any of them.
Out there ain't no black and white. There's only fast and slow. Nothing matters. Not color, not money, not even hate.
Running some type of direction, cause the people going nowhere are the ones that are flexing. I'm not trying to be a preacher, I was never a reverend, but I can take your ass to church and show you glimpses of heaven. You better.
For those 10 seconds, you are completely free.
I grew up on the story of Jesse Owens. I mean, that was very important part of my childhood. I tried to pattern myself after him in many ways. Everything from his academic pursuits to his exploits on the field of play, track and field, football, anything athletically inclined. I was all over that, and I used Jesse Owens as my inspiration for doing that, particularly growing up as a young black kid in a predominantly white environment. Jesse Owens, that story resonated with me. So when I heard that a movie was being developed about the life story of Jesse Owens, I was really shocked, surprised, and excited. But that excitement just died on the vine once I saw the film Race. And
Just suck the life right out of you.
sucked
huh?
the life right out of me.
You know what, Kev? You kind of look like him too, man. You know, y'all kind of got the same little kind of
Don't hate.
hairline going
Don't
on.
hate. It's so unbecoming.
Hey, y'all, here we go again. Hollywood gets wind of, a particular type of project, right? Genre of film. And they say, oh, we think this works. We just going to start cranking them out. This film to
How
me...
many black biopics have we seen lately?
I've lost count, Kev. But I'm
And
getting-
only 2 or 3 of them are really actually
I
good.
know, and it's sad, and I hate it. I'm getting tired of it, but this is like a bad version of 42, okay? Yeah, Kev, this film is flat out boring. It was boring. We learn little, if anything, new about this time period, about the man, Jesse Owens.
Right.
When I tell y'all this film has been 100% sanitized,
Right.
sterilized, Lysol from top to bottom.
Is Jesse still black in this?
Barely. Okay, Kev, where's the stank? Y'all, in the proper context, and I think some of you at least know what I'm talking about, stank is a good thing. But there's no stank in this film.
You need a little bit of stank.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Ant, the acting is fairly solid. I mean, Stephen James, he does a very serviceable job as Jesse Owens. The highlight of the film has to be Jason Sudeikis, who surprises everybody with his dramatic turn. You know, Shanice Banton, she's cute. She does a good job.
Yeah.
Okay, but she's not really asked to stretch herself in any way. The movie is, you know, fairly decent from an acting standpoint. That's not what fails it, though.
Yeah, I mean, the acting is okay, all right. It's par for the course, right? I would agree with you. Yeah, Sudeikis is a standout. You know, as you mentioned, you know, his roots are coming from SNL and doing the whole comedic thing.
Right.
And he proves in this film that he can absolutely be a dramatic actor, which, you know, there's a whole history of actors, you know, comics that come from that background of comedy, that have that skill to dig deep and bring that dramatic presence to the big screen. And he's following right along. Maybe he's following, you know, in the footsteps of Bill Murray.
Bill Murray doesn't even do comedy anymore.
Yeah, I know, right? So we shall see. But you know, the problem with the film, one of the biggest problems for me is this is one of the most formulaic films that I've seen in some time. And what do I mean by that, Ant? Right? What I mean is that.
Why don't you answer that, Ant?
I will. Thank you, Kev. I do talk to myself sometimes, right? But what do I mean by that is that you got a situation where it's like check boxes. Hey guys, we need a scene where the black people go to the back of the bus. Check. You got that. Check. All right. We need a scene where there's conflict between black and white in the locker room. Check. We need a scene where white people are mean mugging the new black guy on campus. Check.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hank Hill.
Hey, I mean, but you get what I'm saying? It's like these canned scenes that they just pull out of the, you know, out of the box and drop in.
It's almost like stock footage that just gets dropped in there.
Literally, almost like stock footage, and it don't work.
Right.
It does not work. I had a real problem with that.
This film misses a genuine opportunity to add some weight to a commentary that's really going on in our country right now. You look at things such as hashtag Black Lives Matter or hashtag Oscar So White. This country is suffering under the weight of some serious racial problems right now. We're starting to see those things develop once again. And the fact that this movie is called Race, you've got the double entendre dealing there that you could actually play off of, and you do nothing with it is really kind of a shame, because there are a lot of things that really could be focused on and could be brought to our attention, to the public consciousness, in a way that you know, no other medium can really do besides this film.
Yeah. Bottom line, there was nothing really interesting about this film.
Right.
And I mean, you're looking at a track and field fan here. Not even the race scenes of actual, the meet going on and the different races that Jesse Owens participated in were interesting. Speaking of which, there were not all, but there were some shots, kid, where they just had this hazy view in the scene. And I don't know exactly what that was. I just know that I didn't like it. Right. What the hell was that?
What that was called very cheap and poorly done special effects. That's what that was. That's when the digital effects just really don't stand up to, you know, the visuals that you really want them to present. If you think about the movie Gladiator, by Ridley Scott, Russell Crowe comes out of the tunnel into the Roman Colosseum for his first big time gladiatorial fight, looks around and he sees the entire Colosseum all about him, people everywhere. And it's amazing when you realize that in real life, that thing probably was only maybe 50% practical effects.
Yeah.
Half of it or more was digital effects. This film does it poorly, however. They shot the races, they shot the Olympics in the same arena that they shot the Olympics in back in Germany, okay? However, they filled the stadium with digitized fans because obviously they couldn't get 150,000 people in there, I guess. And it just looks muddied. Okay,
Yeah,
it
it
looks
doesn't work.
muddled. It looks, kind of washed out. It doesn't work. So when you get that panoramic view of the stadium, it just looks poorly done. It looks like it's a digital effect went awry.
Yeah. Kev, can we throw some points on this thing?
Let's go ahead and do it.
Hey, look, bottom line for me, this film just did not quite work, okay? As I said earlier, it was just 100% sanitized.
Right.
There were attempts throughout the film to try to maybe throw in some controversy and some things made that maybe we didn't know, but even those fell flat. It did not work. Now, what I will tell you is that last year, Kev, I had the opportunity to see a documentary by the name of Althea. This documentary was directed by Rex Miller.
Right.
And
Yeah, I remember you telling me about
yeah. And even though you didn't email me back, Rex, I'm not a hater.
It's okay, Rex. You aren't the only one. Please
Thanks,
keep
Kev.
going. Please keep going.
Hey, man, I can always count on you for a good gut punch. Huh?
Hey.
Anyway, my point in bringing up that documentary, number one, it's excellent. So if you get the chance to see it, definitely check it out. I think maybe you can see it on PBS now or something like that. And then number two, and even I told Rex this documentary, there's so much content and real story there that he could easily adapt that documentary into a drama, into a feature film, because it's just that good, telling us about the life of tennis great Althea Gibson.
Right.
But this film is none of that. Okay, ultimately, Kev, hey, I give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This film, like you said, it does need some stank on it. It needs some
Yeah.
seasoning. There's a little
Some
too
Lowrys.
much. Yeah, it needs some Lowrys on it. This thing it's way too safe, too homogenized. There's a real story buried underneath here that doesn't get to come out, and it's because of the fact that the filmmakers really didn't push it to the limit. And that's what you need to do. We've seen so many of the elements, the racial elements, in it before, and we're in better done movies. Okay. We expect a little bit more, when we see something like this. We mentioned the hashtag Black Lives Matter. If I were to put a hashtag on this one, it would be hashtag After School Special. Okay, That's what it would be for this film. I give it 5 out of 10, man.
All right, there you have it. You got a 5 from Kev, you got a 6 from me. Hey, ultimately you decide. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Follow us on Instagram.
Or you can follow us on Twitter at The Movie Brothers. Also, check out our website, www.themoviebrothers.com. Go to our website. This is not the only medium that we use in order to review films. Many times, Anthony and I will write reviews for films that we don't shoot an episode for. We'll post those reviews on our website. Go check them out. If you're interested in what we thought about Deadpool, there's a review posted on the website right now. Go check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So please do that. Thank you for tuning into the show. We are the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev. This is the place, the one and only place where we bring you nothing but the real on the real. Peace.